Well, the struggling economy is leading dozens of local businesses like Genworth and Circuit City to lay off hundreds of employees. And for many of them, losing their job also means losing their health insurance. So what can those of you out of work do to make sure your family is covered? To help answer that question, we're joined now by Debbie Stocks, president of local health insurer, Your Benefits Partner. Debbie, thank you for joining us. So many people getting laid off these days. Cheryl and I were just talking about, we hate to bring so much bad news to people's homes every night. But what can you do if you've been laid off? What is the first thing you should do?
Well, you have three choices. One, you can elect COBRA. And unless you work for a very small employer, you are eligible for COBRA. You would get a notice in the mail with your premium, how to elect and how to pay. Two, you could look at an individual policy. An individual policy might have some other choices in addition to what your employer would offer. And then thirdly, you can look at a short-term policy, which may carry you over until another job starts and benefits start at that employer.
In this economic environment, a lot of us are thinking, what happens if we do lose our job? I guess now is the time to start thinking ahead. What can we do now to ensure that we do have health insurance? Should we be talking to our employer at this point?
Absolutely. Ask your employer if COBRA is offered. These companies that we're hearing about, Genworth, Land America, Circuit City, they do have COBRA. But if you work for a very small employer, check that. Secondly, start shopping the market for individual policies. Find out all the carriers in our area offer individual plans, so all the major carriers are going to have plans. Find out what's available to you and what those premiums might be.
They always say that pound of prevention.
Ounce of prevention, pound of cure.
There you go. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
What are some of the health insurance mistakes that recently laid off people do?
Well, first, they wait too long to elect COBRA. Either they wait too long to elect COBRA or they pay their premium too late. And if that premium for COBRA is even 1 day late, that plan is terminated and it cannot be reinstated. Secondly, they wait too long to investigate their options. A person is laid off today, December 19th. Their insurance, if they don't have COBRA, goes through the end of the month. And they have to get a plan going by January 1st. It's a very short notice. We can do it, but it's a little bit quick.
Now, these options are not cheap, though, are they?
They are not cheap. Often, COBRA can be the most expensive option, though, and that's why I encourage folks to look at individual plans. Your employer might offer 1 or 2 plans under COBRA. With individual, you've got 6 carriers in the area with 10 or 15 different individual plans. We can almost always find an affordable plan for folks.
That's one of those things they tell you to have 3 to 6 months of emergency savings aside, because that's one of the things you're going to have to pay for out of pocket, probably.
Absolutely, absolutely. And COBRA, what people forget to consider is that the employer is making a contribution to their health insurance right now. When they go on COBRA, they pay the entire premium. So find out what that is right now.
Sometimes it's a lot more than you were paying.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Debbie. Well, coming up on CBS